You're not my dad!
What up, Ho Biscuits? It's your girl Skitten, back at it again. I heard you had a magic trick for me.
Okay, so I'm just gonna expose the thing because it's gotta have a setup that's bad and cringy, right?
Okay.
But it's like man, it's such a bad joke. It just needs such a specific thing.
Okay.
Man. Okay. All right.
I'm ready.
Did you hear about those dominoes that fell down?
No.
It was a real chain reaction. I told you it was bad. I told you it was bad.
Oh my god.
See, because I puked up a chain.
I hate you.
All right.
I hate you so much. Well,
Hi.
hope you guys are doing well. Hope y'all are staying safe and sanitized. That was terrible.
You should really cut that out.
That was bad. No, I'm not. I'm leaving it in. I will show my 50,000 subs your shame.
That's way too many people to see that.
I will show them your shame.
Tell them what video we're in.
Okay, so a couple weeks ago at this point, I think, maybe it was last week, I don't know, time is a blur because of the Rona. But NT who's in, I reacted to the Yule man SCP-4666.
You.
Sorry. We're so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I reacted to that and I did the SCP, or exploring SCP. So this time we're doing the Volgun and I brought Chavezz because I wanted to share the Christmas spirit with you.
I heard it's a horror thing she told me last time and I don't trust it. But I'm still happy to be here.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. You know how like we watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen that movie, take a loved one and show them joy. Is it like that?
No, but I wanted to make you feel better.
All right. Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right.
Without further ado,
let's get started. Alright. So excited.
his intro and stuff is so clean.
Yeah.
now.
It's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
That's what I said. When I was like, hey, bro, okay.
He stepped up.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-4666. Object Class, Keter.
Which means it cannot be
Special
contained.
containment procedures.
Like mine.
Web traffic and law enforcement channels worldwide are to be monitored for evidence of SCP-4666 activity, and particularly for cases of stalking or reports of anomalous phenomena involving families with young children.
What?
Should a Weisnacht event be suspected to be in progress, the nearest containment task force is to be dispatched to attempt containment of SCP-4666. Standard PDP-8 humanoid first contact protocols apply.
Does he?
They have not yet been able to catch him, just so you know.
He be kidnapping babies?
Media
Keep watching.
coverage of family deaths attributed to SCP-4666 is to be suppressed or falsified to make said deaths appear as non-anomalous home invasion murders.
What? Baby, I don't want to...
Forensic evidence and SCP-4666-A instances collected by non-Foundation agencies are to be confiscated and witnesses amnesticized.
What?
Description.
And they be making them forget?
SCP-4666 is currently believed to be a single, exceptionally long-lived humanoid entity of unknown origin. Survivors of Weisnacht events typically describe SCP-4666 as a very tall, between 2 and 2.3 meters, elderly male of European descent with an extremely emaciated appearance. The entity always appears completely naked, even when observed outdoors in the freezing weather. Though the nature and extent of its anomalous properties remain uncertain, SCP-4666 appears capable of instantaneous or near-instantaneous travel to any location north of 40 degrees north latitude, and possibly to any location on Earth. SCP-4666 activity occurs exclusively within a period of 12 consecutive nights every year. from the night of December 21st or 22nd to the night of January 1st or 2nd. This period is known as SCP-4666's active phase. During this phase, in what are termed Weisnacht events, SCP-4666 will appear at dwellings in one or multiple locations north of 40 degrees north latitude. In all known Weisnacht events, these dwellings have shared the following characteristics: isolated rural location, home to a family with at least one child under the age of 8, and situated in an area with snow cover lasting throughout the duration of the event. Weisnacht.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna prepare you.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get awful.
Yeah, it's bad already. So.
But I just want you to know that I love you.
Why am I here for this? I didn't have to be here for this.
People asked.
So what? They
give
ask
the people,
for a lot.
I give the people what they want.
I'm not yelling.
Are you not entertained? I just quoted one of your favorite movies.
Thank you.
You can't be mad at me because I did that.
Appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and just continue with this since we have.
Events
such a long
consist
way
of
to
the
go.
following general progression. Nights 1 to 7. Children will report seeing SCP-4666 in the vicinity of their family's dwelling. The entity will typically be observed watching the dwelling from a distance, such as from across a nearby field or from the edge of a neighboring forest. In some cases, children will report
lurking.
waking up at night to find SCP-4666 watching them sleep through a window.
Of course, because
Nights
that's
8 to 11.
leering at children.
Family members, including the parents, will report sounds of footsteps coming from the roof or the attic.
Oh.
Up on the housetop, click, click, click.
Yeah, they're parodying like all of the, even with like his active period too. They're like parodying all of the fucking stuff.
An extremely
in the worst way
unpleasant
possible.
odor will also frequently be noticed inside the
He
dwelling. No cause for these phenomena will be found. As a result, parents will often begin to suspect that their family is being stalked, or even that their dwelling might be haunted. Night 12.
Okay, this is where it
Over
gets
the
really
course
bad.
of the night, one of two scenarios will occur.
Uh-huh.
The first and
please.
most common is that SCP-4666 will kill all members of the family, save for one child under the age of
All
8,
of them.
whom it will abduct.
What?
SCP-4666 will inflict incapacitating injuries to family members while they are sleeping, then herd them into a single room of the dwelling where it will proceed to kill them in view of each other. The
that's
method
not
of
so bad.
killing varies with the event and will
Yeah.
typically be preceded by some form of torture, which
Got it. So, it's just the common, slice your kneecaps off so you can't run, drag into a body where your wife is, slowly torture her to death in front of your eyes. That's not, it's totally normal.
And any children above the age of 8.
Yeah. 10-year-olds out there. Nigga, you don't need knees. That's what you want to be here for? Huh? What's the second one?
which appears to serve
the
as a
second scenario?
ritualistic purpose. See Weisnacht events log below. In the second scenario, which has occurred in roughly 15% of known Weisnacht events, SCP-4666 will not harm the family. Family members will report hearing footsteps inside their dwelling at night, though no signs of forced entry will be found. In the morning, children will discover presents at the foot of their beds. These will consist of toys crudely crafted from the remains of human children. See SCP-4666
That's what the babies are
instances.
for? That's what the babies are for that he kidnaps, is to make toys.
Watching this on your face just reminds me of when I found out about this the first time. It is an awful SCP.
Why are we watching this?
It is so bad. We're not even halfway done.
There are many other things I could be doing today. I could write a list. Play the fucking video.
Not your nice list, baby.
Play the video. Hate Christmas.
Log below.
I don't
The
like
criteria, if any, by which SCP-4666 determines the outcome of a Weisnacht event are unknown.
You guys concern me.
Document 4666530091. Weisnacht events log. Location: Unknown village, Croatia, 1498.
Bro, leave Croatia.
Description of
alone.
Weisnacht event: unconfirmed. An entire family was killed with the exception of one of the children, age unknown, who was abducted. Though specific details about the event are not available in recovered documents, it was noted that the killings presented strong paganistic elements and that the family members had been made to suffer greatly prior to death. The archbishop who oversaw the investigation wrote that he believed the family had been killed as part of a demonic ritual. Location: unknown village, Rupert's Land, present-day Ontario, Canada, 1689.
Oh, that's so...
Description of Weisnacht event: unconfirmed. An entire family was killed with the exception of 2 of the children, one of whom was abducted, and one of whom, female, age unknown, escaped during the killings and was able to reach a nearby village. She told authorities that a naked man had broken into her family's dwelling during the night and proceeded to torture them. Exact method not specified in recovered documents. Upon investigation, the bodies of the family members were found inside their dwelling, hanging upside down from the ceiling.
Say it again?
I said, imagine being tortured by somebody who's naked.
That would be what you're concerned about, is that they're naked?
I'm just saying.
You're being tortured. I don't think their clothing matters
But
much.
I'm just saying the fact that they're naked, I feel like would make it worse.
I think what makes it worse is that he shit in your house before he did it. That's what's disrespectful. At least flush the fucking toilet, disgusting bastard. It's like I'm gonna kill you guys. It doesn't matter. What is flushing?
All had been exsanguinated. Location: Eichstätt, Germany, 1913. Description of Weisnacht event: an entire family was killed with the exception of the youngest child, male, age 3, who was abducted. The bodies of the parents and 5 other children were found inside a stable adjoining their dwelling. They had been restrained by having knives, pitchforks, and other sharp implements forced through the palms of their hands and into the walls of the stable before having their tongues removed, leading to hemorrhaging and death. Blood from the family members had then been used to paint elaborate patterns of unknown meaning on the hides of the mule, goat, and 2 cows present in the stable. The animals themselves were not harmed. Neighbors told the authorities that in the week preceding the killings, the father of the family had mentioned finding tracks in the snow around the family's dwelling, which appeared to have been made by bare human feet. Location: Plios, Soviet Union, 1956. Description of Weisnacht event: an entire family was killed, with the exception of the youngest child, male age 4, who was abducted. The bodies of the parents and 1 other child were found in the living room of their house. They had been restrained, and their feet had been held over flames in the fireplace for an extended period of time, calcining the tissues of the feet and exposing the bones. They had then their heads crushed with an unknown heavy implement. Hundreds of bite marks believed to have been inflicted post-mortem were found on each of the bodies. Branches cut from a fir tree outside the house had also been placed over the bodies to unknown purpose. Location: Skutenshaven, Norway, 1971. Description of Weisnacht event: an entire family was killed with the exception of the 2nd youngest child, female age 5, who was abducted. The bodies of the parents and 2 other children were found in the basement of their house. Each had at least 1 limb pulled off by brute force before being stabbed precisely 39 times with an unknown sharp implement.
Okay, I knew some of these, but I didn't know all of these. I'm so sorry.
Rip their limbs off. Just one. 1 limb apiece.
At least 1.
Yeah.
You can have 1 limb as a treat.
Possibly a piece of bone from one of the removed limbs, resulting in massive blood loss and death. The family members had been eviscerated, and their small and large intestines removed and cut into 30 to 50 centimeter long pieces. These had been arranged in radiating lines around the bodies. Feces from the intestines had been used to trace symbols of unknown meaning on the walls of the basement.
I told you, he be shitting. Told you.
You're so stupid.
I knew it.
Location: Egelstatter,
Oh my
Iceland.
God, there's more.
That's all that's left.
Description of Weisnacht event: an entire family was killed with the exception of the youngest child, female age 4, who was abducted. The bodies of the parents and 7 other children were found inside their house. All had large
7?
pieces of skin
How many
removed from
babies
their
do you
backs,
have?
necks,
That's
and
too many
groins
kids.
prior to death. Removed skin was found to have been partially consumed.
Ew.
They had been killed by decapitation with a bucksaw that had belonged to the family.
Imagine being killed
Following
by your
death,
own tools.
The family members' headless bodies had been carried into their respective rooms and placed on their beds. Each of the removed heads had also been placed upright on a step of the staircase leading from the first to the second floor, with the parents' heads on the top 2 steps and the children's heads on the lower steps, in decreasing order of age.
Jesus Christ.
Document 4666 530985. SCP-4666-A Instances Log. Location: Nurms, Finland, 1811. Description of SCP-4666-A Instance.
Oh yeah, the gifts.
A small wooden drum with 2 wooden drumsticks of uneven length. Drum skin consists of a 390 centimeter cubed piece of skin belonging to a human child stretched with a thread made from human tendons.
That's awesome.
Location: Gallagher, Wales, 1857. Description of SCP-4666-A Instance. A small knife, 15 centimeters in length, the blade was 6 centimeters in length, sculpted from a single piece of bone belonging to a human child. Symbols of unknown meaning had been carved into the handle. Location: Macabre, Kazakhstan, 1903. Description of SCP-4666-A Instance. A flute made from the hollowed-out femur of a human child. Holes have been bored at uneven intervals along its length. The femur appears to have been dyed in human blood.
Wow, that's creative.
Okay, so you want to know what, like, watching this has shown me?
Huh?
Is that I am remarkably lacking in my knowledge of geography.
Ah, like you can't place where these places are.
I have
in the
no
world.
clue where these places are, and I definitely did not think that they were north of the... Where's 40 degrees north, then?
Look, I don't know. Okay, I can't tell you that, like where 40 degrees north is.
Yeah.
But, you know, I have a pretty good idea of like where these places are.
Yeah, I have zero... Like, I obviously know where, like, Iceland is. Like,
Right.
that's, like, up there.
Right.
You know, in heaven.
Yeah.
But...
Where God lives. Right. Because Earth goes up on a y-axis,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
And so it goes up towards heaven.
Yes,
I got it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, I like the fact that that's there in the same realm as Kazakhstan. I'm very confused now. I'm super lost.
You know,
Location: Bangor, Michigan, 1960.
you know where this one
Description of
I know where Michigan is.
SCP-4666-A Instance. A wooden box containing 13 miniature human-like figurines, each 4 to 6 centimeters in height, made from the phalangeal bones of human children, tied
Yeah,
together with
look.
strips of human tendon. The figurines had been decorated with human hair and small pieces of torn clothing. DNA testing revealed that the remains belonged to
course.
18 separate children.
is? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Why is he poking his ass up like that?
Ha.
Throw it back.
Reminds me of, not Spoon Man. Oh my God. The thing about the rust. The guy licks rusty spoons.
Salad fingers.
Salad fingers. That's what that reminds me of.
Location:
Finger puppets.
Cape Broyle, Canada, 1976.
Canada,
Description
eh?
of SCP-4666-A Instance. A ball, 23 centimeters in diameter, made from 19 layers of human skin, wrapped
Jesus
tightly around the desiccated
fucking
head of
Christ.
an unidentified human child.
man.
Male, age 2 or 3.
A
Layers of skin are held in
baby!
place with pine resin.
Wow.
Location: Bard, Netherlands, 2006.
Netherlands,
Description of SCP-4666-A Instance. A hairbrush. The handle is made out of wood and poorly carved. In place of bristles, 43 deciduous human teeth have been set at irregular intervals into the handle.
Oh, man,
DNA testing revealed that each tooth belongs to a different child. Only 2 of the teeth could be matched to known abduction victims of SCP-4666. Teeth vary in age from a few days to over 400 years.
Whoa.
Jesus.
Discovery: SCP-4666's existence and ongoing activity were first detected in 1974 through the Foundation's newly implemented Anomalous Signature Recognition Program, when several highly similar home invasion incidents resulting in family deaths were found to have occurred throughout the Northern Hemisphere during the night of January 1st or 2nd. Extensive research into law enforcement archives worldwide eventually uncovered evidence of probable Weisnacht events for nearly every preceding year, going back to the late 18th century, average of 3.1 known events per year. Numerous historical documents were also found which appear to describe SCP-4666 activity occurring prior to this period, in some cases as early as the 2nd century AD in Europe and Russia, and as early as the 1st century BC in Scandinavia.
And stealing
Fingerprints
babies.
belonging to the same humanoid entity have been discovered at the locations of all Foundation investigated Weisnacht events. These have been matched to a partial fingerprint found preserved in dried blood on a recovered SCP-4666-A instance dating from 1873. The fingerprints present characteristics not known to occur in human beings. See image. Human-like white hairs were also recovered from the locations of several Weisnacht events, though no DNA, human or otherwise, could be extracted from them.
Okay.
Addendum 4666-01. On January 2nd, 2018, several SCP-4666-A instances were discovered at a family's residence in Hoonah, Alaska.
Okay, this is where it gets, like, even worse.
Thank you for the warning. I had just settled into child bone toys and kidnappings of babies. Good to know that we're going deeper into a hole here.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But I love you.
I am sure.
This is all
Please don't
born-
touch me. I don't. Just air it. There we go.
Do you want to kiss me first for good
I don't.
luck?
I do not.
I think it'll make you feel better.
I think finishing this video faster will make me feel better.
Let's try it to see.
Mwah.
All right, you ready?
Please, don't wait on my account.
Following the conclusion of Weisnacht event number 060198. Among these instances was SCP-4666-A-0960, which consisted of a crude life-sized doll made from the emaciated body of a female child, to which the following modifications had been made.
Whew,
A
I'm
dress
not ready for these
made
again.
from various pieces of dirty, discolored clothing had been sewn around the body, and in several places into the body's skin.
Ew.
The mouth had been sewn shut with thread made from human tendons, and the lips painted red with a solution consisting primarily of human blood. The fingernails of another child had been glued over the body's fingernails with pine resin. These had been painted red with the same human blood-based solution. 3 of the body's fingers were missing. The entire scalp had been removed from the head, and the scalp of another child with long blonde hair sewn onto the head in its place.
Like
the
a
hair had
baby
been
wig.
tied into 2 braids. Both eyes had been removed, and 2 large round pebbles on which eyes had been crudely painted placed into the empty orbits.
That makes it weird.
Upon examination by the family, the child from whom the doll had been made was found to be still alive, albeit unconscious.
How the fuck is
Authorities
that
were
possible?
notified, and the child was airlifted to Bartlett Regional Hospital in Juneau, Alaska, where she survived for 18 hours.
Then she died. Okay.
So you remember how we've talked about how babies are resilient?
Yeah, we did in the salmonella video. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that baby was like, I'm holding on for dear life. And then she died.
And then she died.
Which, eyes born out, pebbles put in, flesh sewn on to flesh. That sounds like a Bible verse.
Flesh sewn onto my flesh unto thee.
It's like a devil Bible verse.
Yeah.
But still. All right,
Church of Satan?
let's do it.
I think the Church of Satan might actually be offended by this.
Probably.
Would actually.
2 Foundation agents were dispatched and were able to interview the subject. See interview log below. Following the subject's death, her body was confiscated by the agents and all witnesses amnesticized as per standard procedure.
That's probably for the
DNA
best.
testing revealed that the subject had been Ekaterina Morozova, age 7, a known abduction victim of SCP-4666 taken from her family's residence in Dubovka, Russia on January 2nd, 2016. Autopsy of the subject's body showed she had been severely malnourished during the 2 years following her abduction, which had resulted in considerable stunting. Weight was only 15 kilograms, height was only 90 centimeters.
Oh my lord.
A number of scars and burns were present on her skin, and she had suffered 2 bone fractures, left tibia and left ulna, that had not been reset and had healed improperly.
Oh, Jesus.
Hands were heavily calloused. Cause of death was attributed to multiple organ failure, resulting from severe, sustained malnourishment.
Damn, she even just died of not eating too.
Document 4666-5-358-14.
So this is the part that I didn't get to learn about with the exploring SCP.
So you were already prepared for this part.
No, well, I didn't. I was not prepared for the interview. I was prepared for everything else. There was a lot. There was like a lot more there than what they talked about in the exploring SCP
Thanks so
video.
Much. Thank you.
I didn't know.
I will remember this. Is all I'm saying. I got it.
Okay, but like you'll remember it with fondness.
That's a word.
You'll
fondness.
remember it.
Fondness is a word. I will acknowledge that fondness is a word. That's as far as I'm going with that. Please.
Interview log. Audio log 4666 06201. Date January 2nd, 2018. Time 11:27 to 11:49 p.m. Alaskan Standard Time. Location Bartlett Regional Hospital, Juneau, Alaska. Interviewers Agent Anthony Kowalczyk, Agent Susan Muse attending. Subject Ekaterina Morozova, SCP-4666A-0960. Female, age 7. Notes. The subject regained consciousness for a period of roughly 30 minutes prior to expiring, during which she was interviewed. Hospital staff had previously removed the thread that had been sewn into her lips, allowing her to speak. Despite having been administered a morphine drip, the subject was largely coherent throughout the interview. The subject did not understand English and initially only spoke a language that was unfamiliar to Agents Kowalczyk and Muse. However, after several minutes, the subject began addressing the agents in Russian, which he spoke poorly. Agent Kowalczyk, who spoke rudimentary Russian, was able to conduct the interview without the need for an interpreter. This interview has been translated by my on-site AI, Acid. Playing log now.
Hello, I am Anthony. What's your name?
Are you going to take me back to him?
No, I promise. I'm just here to talk to you.
I don't want to go back.
You don't have to. You're safe now, Mishka. Can you tell me what happened to you? Do you remember the night he came to your house?
I remember. He hurt Mama and Papa, and Katya, and Juliana for a long time, and they were bleeding. After they stopped screaming, he put me in his bag.
His bag?
He had a big bag. Other children went in bag too. I think we go to other houses. I hear people screaming outside the bag, all during the night. Each house, he put another child in the bag. Then after the night, he take us away.
Where did he take you?
Underground. Nothing. Deep.
Underground? You mean in a basement?
Deep. Everything earth and mud and ice. Bones everywhere. Everything cold. I can't sleep because it's too cold.
Sounds like me in my own house because my husband tries to freeze me out.
The heat has literally been on for a month and a half.
It's been very cold.
The heat has been on.
Well, it's been cold. I'm just saying, I feel like I got
Deep.
kidnapped by SCP-4666.
Everything deep is cold. Can't sleep.
Can't sleep because it's cold.
Shivering and the heat's like literally blowing on your face. That's a medical condition.
Last night, I was literally so cold. I wanted to cry.
Were there lots of children there with you?
Lots of children. Lots of tunnels. Lots of holes. But I can't see all. I can't see the other island. Too dark. My hole is with Renee, Hector, Sasha, and Paul. We make toys.
The kids are the toy makers? What is
Toys.
wrong with you?
If you don't make the toys, you don't eat. Don't stop making toys. Don't fall asleep or he hurt you.
He hurts you. How?
He hit you. He hit you. Or he burn you. Or he bite off your fingers. Or he cook you on the fire in
he do this?
Renee and Clara.
The other babies did this?
Do this. They have to.
Why?
I get sick. When you can't make the toys, you become the toys.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least it's efficient.
So,
You know, a renewable resource of baby toys
I mean, you
that
know,
nobody wants.
people ain't gonna stop fucking, so there's always gonna be babies.
He's missing the part of this where the efficiency is necessary because of the demand. There is no demand!
He has the demand. The demand is his.
You're missing
He's fulfilling his own self-demand.
You're missing the point. Alright? He's a crazy capitalist gone wild. He's just at the store, but bro, buy the fucking toys. I got millions of them. Babies made them. Cost me no money.
It would be all profit if somebody would just fucking buy these goddamn toys.
So I'm gonna leave, but thanks for having me here.
Imagine he went to the Shark Tank and he was like,
What's in the bag? And he just like dumps out a bunch of fucking baby parts. They're like, get him out of here.
so that's the Yule man.
I'm sad.
You got the like in-depth version. I didn't know. I thought I was gonna give you like a kind of fun, quirky version.
I want to leave.
It's bad.
I love you.
I'm so sorry.
I'm
Hold on,
leaving.
wait, let's just. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave your reaction requests or recommendations
Get
down
off
in the
me.
comments below. And other than that,
I
peace
want your
out. Hope
goddamn
it's
toys. I'm
it's
throwing away all
Skit
of our toys.